Greetings, Stargate friends. I was just told that I was having a lot of difficulty writing today, and I get a lot of distractions, and so I was told that I'm not supposed to be writing. That's why it's difficult. And it's always messy. I can barely read it. So they told me that I'm supposed to talk and use my voice. So that's what I'm doing. And so what I just realized today, I was on a Q&A with Nassim and one of the participants on the Residence Academy, from the Residence Academy, asked a question about connecting to other light beings and being able to communicate with and by way of frequencies or light. And basically he's affirming this. The scientific community will be educated on how quantum physics can mechanically explain this phenomenon that happens for people, and how they have the ability to access information from the quantum field that is not represented in thought form in the way that we communicate. It comes out in sound and in frequency, in the interpretation of the transmission that's happening through our brain as we attune ourselves to the information field in the higher frequencies that even faster than the speed of light, thought forms, the faster than we're able to create words, so that the communication that comes through so rapidly is beyond, like, moving beyond space-time. So what that did for me today was completely affirm and establish my recognition of self and the truth of my experiences and the truth of who I am. And I wanted to share that because I've been quiet about it, and just yesterday had the most amazing experience in claiming and stepping into sovereignty for myself and for who I am and what I'm here doing on the planet, and for all that's coming, because I'm not really sure to the extent to which that is. But what I do know is that my experiences with being in the flow state and experiencing states where information comes in that is not of my thought or my creation. It is not my creation. I can feel the difference in where the information is coming from in my body, mind, biofield, terrain, spirit. It's coming from other than me, separate me. It's coming from source. And just today, with the information I received coming from Nassim and his interpretation and all of his new discoveries that he's about to publish to the world, and that he's sharing freely with everyone on the planet. If you're interested, you can check out the Resonance Academy online, and he has so much education there around physics, the development of quantum physics, how this is influencing every single industry on the planet, and how we are going to revolutionize the way we use energy on this planet, and this is going to affect everyone. And what he also was referring to was how that this form of communication is what the ancient civilizations utilized. They didn't have devices. They didn't need devices to communicate. They used what they have, their human device, to literally attune their body, mind, spirit vessel to connect to, whatever information that was available to them, and that's how they communicated. And it also, for me, explains how the germ theory could be debunked, and that this is how virus spreads, not from contact, but from frequencies and information that's impressed in your thought form field, and that can have influence on the way that your body resonates and receives information and processes information and releases back information back into the field. So I don't know if this is making sense at all, but I just wanted to share these amazing discoveries and that which is coming to be shared virally now that we have these forms of communication, and people are becoming more aware that these experiences are normal and that they are actually available to everyone on the planet if you're willing to open your mind up enough and to be quiet enough and to limit the distractions enough that it's possible for anyone to have these connections with higher levels of information. And it's quite extraordinary. I mean, the experience, and when you have the ability to feel what it's like to get out of your mind and to connect to truth that is not of your own creation, is truly extraordinary and reassuring, and also affirming for that which you can trust and utilize as a form of being confident that you're supported and that we're all connected, interconnected, and being guided. So that's my little talk around downloads, light language, automatic writing, these ways that we are able to tune in to higher levels of information and instruction for us to live into and to share and to connect with and to create the new world that we're creating in reality that we get to live into. These bodies and the experiences that we've been having over this past year have been programmed perfectly for us to get in touch with the lower frequencies of our pain and suffering, to kick them up for us, so that we have to feel them in our emotional body. And the emotional body is the one that gets to connect with this other higher dimensions. The emotional body is the way that we attune ourselves to the different frequencies of information. So, the best way to allow yourself to move through this with more ease and grace is to honor and sit with the feelings that are coming up, share them with other people who are able to hold space for you non-judgmentally, and give yourself permission to feel and to honor that, and to trust and know that the feelings that you're feeling are real and they're meant to be, and they are always moving. So the thought that we believe that if we distract ourselves or overlook them or shut them down, that they won't exist anymore because we're not aware of them, is absolutely not true. They get stored in your physical body matrix and they cause disease. physical disease eventually if they're not allowed to be there, if they're not, if they're judged, if they're suppressed, if they are felt and then meaning is made to them that is untrue to who you are, then they become layered. And so, shame or guilt goes over top of feelings of sad or hurt or pain or whatever. Those initial insults that have occurred in your past become layered. And so it takes time to get through those layers. But this is what's happening on the planet. All the darkness that we are seeing that is being exhumed from the dead, from the underground, I should say, are the feelings that we all have. And they're being shown to us so that we will actually look at them and feel them to whatever degree that we have them in our body. So the times that you are feeling triggered, things that trigger you, like for instance for me, the mask wearing triggered me, and that anger was meant for me to feel. And it doesn't really matter where the trigger came from, but the feelings and the emotion and the thoughts that were around the fear of being controlled and wearing a mask and agreeing to all that and just being submissive to what outside people say is best for me and best for them, didn't resonate for me. And so I needed to feel that feeling of anger so that it could be felt and moved through. So I guess I just want to give you permission to feel your negative feelings and to honor them, and to know that there are other people out there that are also processing these things with the intention of healing and growing and expanding and allowing this new world to be expressed through our consciousness. Our consciousness is growing. Our consciousness is expanding and evolving very rapidly. And everything that's happening in the world is happening perfect for our awakening and for our movement into a higher dimensional living, where we know that we're all connected. We know that we don't have to fear each other, where everyone has accessibility to food and water and healthcare, where we live in harmony, where people are dancing and there's joy and well-being for all. So thank you for listening. And if you are touched, moved, or inspired by this discussion, and you're looking for support, you're feeling like these things are true for you, and you are having a hard time moving through your emotions, or you're finding yourself getting stuck in sort of addictive type of numbing practices, which we all have access to those things and have, in one form or another. There is a healing practice that is done in community, in actually groups of 3, and it's called peer pods. And it's a practice that is done weekly with the same 3 people, and we are looking for participants, and I'm happy to give you more information about this, but this is a healing triad that's created to do just that. And every week you meet, and one person gets to talk about a trigger that they've experienced during that week. And what that does, it's giving you the space to call in what we call helping spirits, or a fourth dimension to give you access to information in the field, like we were talking about, dropping into higher levels of consciousness that are not typical to your separate mind. And that's the access for healing. And so you'd be guided in a journey to uncover the root cause of that trigger, or that whatever issue that is bothering you for the week. And you'll be called to bring that up and basically go back to the root cause of that you can remember in your lifetime or even previous lifetimes. And you get to reprogram it. You get to basically pull the weed from your consciousness and reprogram that so that the pathways and the networks in your thought forms is reconfigured for joy, peace, love, higher frequencies. So you're no longer caught up in that loop of a negative, low level frequency of, whatever that is, pain, upset, frustration. I have a lot of that. And you get out of the loop and you do it in community. And so you're supported, and then you stay connected. And you can count on this as a regular practice in your life. And you develop a close bond with these people in your pod. And so I just wanted to introduce that as a way for you to help yourself through this transition if you're struggling. So I will share the way that you can get connected with PurePods to find out more information about that. And I know that we're starting a new group this September. So if you're really interested and want to get connected to others who are doing this work, leave me a message and I will put the link to the website down below. Thanks so much.